Hi everyone, my name's Corrie. Today I'm going to show you how I put together this Sweet Summer Shadowbox. This is a design which is available in Cricut Design Space by a designer called Christina Rich, if you want to look for it. But I'm going to do a tutorial on how I found it, how I resized it, the materials that I used, and then an assembly part towards the end. As you can see, it's made from cardstock. I used plain and glitter cardstock for it, and I also used this foam tape in between the layers of cardstock just to give it more of a 3D effect. So let's move into Cricut Design Space and I'll show you how I found it. Okay, so here we are in Cricut Design Space on a blank canvas. I'm going to click onto Images and then I'm going to type in Sweet Summer. Quite a lot come up. You can type Sweet Summer Shadowbox to refine it a little bit more, refine the search. And I can see that it's there, Christina Rich, and I bookmarked it. That's the little green part there. If you know you've bookmarked something, you can go over to this left-hand side and click it. And here are some of the images which I have bookmarked. Okay, so I'm going to click Add to Canvas. And as you can see, it's come in at a size which is 8.25. The frame that I am using from IKEA is a 9 3/4 inch, so 9.75. I need to change that to up there in that top area. As it's all grouped together, it's all changed, but now I can click Ungroup on that top right hand side. I can see all the layers. And at this point, I can take them apart. There are 9 layers. And just have a look at what's going to be cut. One of the nice things about this design is that it has numbers on the layers. So when you're putting it together, you know which order everything's going to go in. I think that's so clever. So as you can see, we can take them all apart and just take a look at the colours. And we might want to change some of the colours, and we can do that by, I'll just zoom out, just maybe clicking on one of the layers, choose this one, go up to the top there and change the colour. I'm actually going to cut it kind of in the same colours that it came in, so I'll just undo that and then I'll click Make It. All of my layers are going to be on a mat, so that's fine. Some of my card is glitter cardstock, so I will be choosing that. Some is just medium cardstock, and the black one is actually Cricut Craft Board, which is really good, nice thick card. But as you can see, if we go into this area and we choose the different materials, you can choose the pressure, and all of the materials that I'm going to use today are using the same blade. We're all using the fine point blade, and I'm going to use a green mat for all of the materials as well. Okay, so we'll just move on to cutting everything now. Okay, so just loading the mat now. And then once the machine is ready, it will flash on the play button. Click the play button and it begins to cut. I've just sped up the process here because some of these layers take quite a long time to cut. Okay, so once the machine has finished cutting, Again, it will flash on the arrow button, so press that button to get the mat out of the machine. And then a tip for getting card off the mat, it's better to do this on a desk, but I just wanted to do it right in front of the camera. If you bend the mat, it helps the card come off easier. You've got less chance of the card tearing or ending up sort of like bent. I've got a few areas there that haven't quite come out. We just need to poke those with like a weeding tool. This one's good for getting things like that out. You can see that they're cut, they're just still in place. There we go, and that's layer number 6. So I'm going to move on to the other layers now. I've sped the process up just a little bit. Okay, again, there you can see just bending the mat to get the card off. I've just sped up all of these layers because it would take forever for you guys to watch this, and I'm sure you don't want to do that. There you go, just bending it again. If it feels stuck, just use the spatula. Again, it's better to do this on a table. Okay, so I'm going to move on now to assembling the shadow box. Here we are with all the layers cut. They aren't attached in any way. But I'm going to start at the front, which is obviously like the thinnest layer. And I like to use this double-sided foam tape. You can actually purchase this from Carrefour, and I have these foam dots as well. I'm going to put it all over the back there and on this little thin area. The tape's good for this because you can cut it as small as you want. So this is going to take me a while. So again, I've sped up the film here. Okay, and then I use this weeding tool just to take the back off to reveal the sticky side of the foam tape. Again, I will speed it up now because it's quite time consuming, but totally worth it for the 3D effect. Okay, now getting layer 2 the right way around and turning the first layer around and just layering them. I always find it helps to stand up when I do this, I don't know why. Just so I get a better view, I think. So just take it slow, trying to get them lined up, and then press them down when you're happy with it. And then you need to turn layer 2 over and do the same again with the foam dots or tape all over the back again. Again, I've sped it up. I've done this with every layer. I've kind of slowed down when I turn it over just to line them up, just to show you. But I'm doing the exact same thing for each layer. Having the numbers on the layers is so helpful. You can be quite random with the placement of the foam. I find it sort of helps to alternate between the layers. So say you put one in the corner on one layer, maybe don't put it in the corner on the next one. So you don't get like areas in the design that are like weak, if you will. Again, just line them up, make sure that you don't have any foam showing at any point. We're about halfway through now. This black layer's Cricut craft board, which is really thick and sturdy. So that should add some thickness and make it a bit sturdier now. As you can see, as you get closer and closer to the back, you need less small pieces of foam and the process becomes a lot quicker. Almost there now, getting exciting. So this green glitter layer is almost like a sunrise in the background. I love the effect. And then the back layer is just one solid piece. Okay, we're on the final layer now, and I think it looks amazing. Before I put it in the frame, I'm just going to show you how to open the frame from IKEA in case you've never had one before. It comes like this, it's got plastic on it. And then I like to use the Cricut spatula to get these little prongs open at the back. Seems like the perfect tool for it. So once you've got it open, you've got like a cardboard frame, and then you've got this, it's not glass, they do plastic now. So you just have to take the protective layer off both sides. You may or may not want to use this plastic glass in the frame. But inside there's like this insert. This one's quite snug. Sometimes they're not this bad to get out. This one was quite hard to get out. And again, you can use it or not. They're nice frames. Here we are. So there's a couple of different ways you can put it in. You can put it in first, with or without the glass. And then you can put the insert behind it. And if you do that, obviously the design will be right at the front there. I prefer to put the insert in first and then the design in at the back, and then place the actual back on. Let me just show you. Again, it's up to you, it's your personal preference, whichever way you think it looks best. I hope you found the tutorial helpful. Please message me with any questions. Thanks now, bye.